The role of vitamin A in enhancing the protection of newborns from early infections. The Speaker of the National Assembly, Honorable Abdoulaye Bojang, spoke of the critical role being played by the Medical Research Council in improving health across the country and the developing world through research. He further dilated on the efforts of the Gambia government in developing the healthcare system. The partnership between MRC and Sukuta Health Center, according to MRC Unit Director Manit Kora, is anchored on the desire to work towards ensuring the reduction of disease.
The MRC itself has been in the Gambia for 65 years. And some of the things we're working on have yielded great fruits. Wherever you go in the world today and you talk about malaria elimination, malaria eradication, people will talk about bed nets. And the first place ever, the first country that bed nets were tried, impregnated bed nets, was here in the Gambia in Farafenni.
Studies conducted at Sukuta Health Center have contributed to global policy changes such as the addition of mutual immunization to the childhood vaccine. This, Dr. Jane Adetifa says, would not have been possible without the cooperation of the Minister of Health and the people of Sukuta, particularly the study participants.
Early studies conducted at Sukuta. The infant immunology team first study at Sukuta was focused on cytomegalovirus infection in utero, and that's a congenital infection during the first year of life. Commenting on this early work, Dr. Marshall said, these studies showed different things. First, that the development of the human immune system happens very early during life, already in utero. Secondly, the detailed immunological studies can help us understand the immune system in the early life and its interactions with pathogens and vaccines.
Dr. Mohamed Afolabi highlighted the effects of malaria to society.
Malaria is one of the most common diseases that affect human beings all over the world. And we also know that almost half of the world population is affected by malaria. 9 out of 10 children who die of malaria die in Africa, including the Gambia. You all know the gravity of this problem. If 9 out of 10 of our children are dying, the cause of this death could be malaria. And that's the reason why the World Health Organization has developed some effective drugs.
Officials also revealed that a new polio vaccine trial is scheduled to start at the Sukuta Health Center in the near future. The trial will focus on new strategy of giving polio vaccine to children under 9 months. For GRTS News, this is Babukar Senga.
The physically challenged and the blind have received bags of rice from Bokalaho, a UK-based non-governmental organization. Abdoulaye Baji witnessed the handing over ceremony, and he now tells us more.
Physically impaired people and how they can be industriously engaged to curb interdependence continues to be a subject in many forums across the world. Disability can render others helpless, making survival a struggle. Facing such challenges for the physically impaired is why charitable organizations have been joining forces with government in designing schemes to ensure productive lives for disabled people. Bokaloho UK, a charitable organization pioneered by Alan B. Bennett, a philanthropist from the UK, is one of those groups, presenting 100 bags of rice of 7.5 kilos to the blind and physically impaired. The donor underlined what has been a non-stop routine for the past 15 years.
I said, I've got to go back and see what I can do for these people. I sent a vehicle out here. In fact, I brought a vehicle out here with wheelchairs and walking sticks to give to people. And the one blind man went to 6 to 10, 20, and now there's 350.
The interim chair of KMC, Alhaji Daudasi, hailed Alan Bennett's efforts for aiding disabled people while emphasizing the great number of organizations across the country presently assisting disadvantaged people. This, he says, is because of the peacefulness of the country.
Gambia is a peaceful country, and it has attracted a lot of people, including the needy. All right? Okay. So maybe all those people may not be Gambians. They may come from other nationals.
One of the beneficiaries, Pambub, also added his voice to the gathering. Speaking on behalf of the people, he thanked the donor for the initiative while urging able Gambians to emulate Alan.
He normally helped the needy and the poor, including the disabled people, the blinds and the wheelchair users and other disabilities. So I think it's a good initiative that he is doing. So I am urging those inside our own country and can imitate the same thing, let them intervene and try the same thing, because he is just doing it for the sake of God.
They say disability doesn't mean inability. The physically impaired are an integral crux of society. Thus, it is key that they are supported at all times to effectively contribute to the development of their communities and the country. For GRTS News, I am Abdullah Baji.
Well, we're going to take a very short break now. The news continues when we come back. Well, to news from outside the Gambia now. Investigators looking into Monday's terror attacks in the Boston Marathon say they have received more than 2,000 tips from around the world. Law enforcement officials are also analyzing bits of bomb debris. Officials say one of the devices was housed in a pressure cooker and the other was also in some sort of milk container. Both were hidden in backpacks or nylon bags. Meanwhile, the FBI is asking anyone with photos or videos from the event to share those images with authorities. CNN's Tom Foreman explains what they are looking for.
While public attention has focused largely on images of the twin explosions and their aftermath, investigators are more interested in this, the pictures of what happened before the blast.
I think we're processing all the digital photographic evidence that we possibly can right now as quickly as possible with resources from FBI headquarters and Quantico, and that is a priority of the investigation right now.
A law enforcement official tells CNN so far investigators have found no surveillance video of anyone planting either bomb. But it is early. Investigators are still combing local businesses to collect all security camera videos for blocks around and asking people along the route to hand over any and all digital images.
It's our intention to go through every frame of every video that we have to determine exactly who was in the area. This is probably one of the most well-photographed areas in the country yesterday.
Visitors to the city are also being asked to offer up their images from the event before they leave town.
There is a lot of questioning going on at Amtrak and now at Logan of people leaving because everyone was there taking pictures. You may have seen someone.
Before it is all done, investigators could wind up with tens or even hundreds of thousands of still pictures and many, many hours of video. But the painstaking analysis of all those images is anchored on one hope, that somewhere in all of that right now is a picture of the person or persons who planted the bombs. Tom Foreman, CNN, Washington.
Supporters of Venezuela's defeated presidential candidate Enrique Capriles have clashed with police in the capital, Caracas. The president-elect Nicolas Maduro is due to be sworn in Friday, but as CNN's Paul Newton reports, his opponent, who lost in a very tight race, refuses to concede defeat.
Combat on the streets of Caracas. Opposition protesters mount cameras on their motorcycles to show us the violence up close. Protesters and police are squaring off after a razor-thin election victory for the government led to demands for a recount by the opposition amid accusations of fraud. And the ferocity of these pitched battles is matched word for word by vicious verbal sparring between the two sides.
You will not go to the center of Caracas to fill it with blood and death.
President-elect Nicolas Maduro says the protests are illegal.
Eso lo digo con toda la firmeza.
Enrique Capriles, his election